Yeah, baby. What's up, baby? Week 2 rankings, baby. And Nick, we're back with them rankings, baby. We off that mild, that yak, baby. I got my do ready, baby. It's time to go, baby. Shannon Sharp is in the house. Let's get it. Time for another ranking videos. Shout out to Shannon and Stephen A. We're doing a first take theme this week. Let's get into it, baby. Let's go. At number 1, we got You Got a Purty Mouth coming in. Alger's still off that Henny. He's still off of that Black and Mild as he keeps taking down opponent after opponent, destroying Zach last week, putting up 131 points. He had 3 20-point performances from Tony Pollard, Devontae Smith, and TJ Hockenson, who looks like he might be the tight end one this year. Watch out, Kelsey. His team continues to be a well-oiled machine, just like my pecs in his tight-ass shirt, baby. Let's get it. And he has no bye weeks yet, so he'll still be at full force next week. Look for Alger to go 3-0 like the GOAT King James, baby. Let's get it. Number 2, we got FB4L, Fat Boys for Life. Q goes from unranked to number 2 in 2 weeks' time. He also put up 130 points with a great game from his combination of Herbert and Keenan Allen. As Herbert put up 22.2 points and Allen put up 31.3 points, combining for 53.3 points. Smoking the competition, baby. James Cook also had a solid game with 19.9 points, and the only players on his team under 10 points was his defense and his kicker, baby. Let's go. Number 3, we got LaRon moving on up. Mix and mix off. He wins again. He's now 2-0 to start the year. He looks to have his flex figured out now with that trade for DJ Moore, as he put up 16.4 points this week. And even an okay game by Tua couldn't slow down his team, as Justin Jefferson put up 25 points. Mike Williams in a bounce-back week put up 16.6 points. And his defensive special team, shout out to the Steelers, the only good thing on the Steelers, put up 25 points last week. Tua should be better going forward, and next week he gets to add Kamara to that lineup, baby. He going to end up being Thanos, baby. Let's get it. Number 4, we got the Immortal Jews. Zach, you ain't looking too immortal right there. You took an L. You only put up 80 points, but you had Eckler out and hurt. And A.J. Brown only put up 7 points for you. And Justin Fields has just been terrible to start the year. Really need to see Justin Fields turn this around so your team can be at your true potential. Eckler also looks like he might miss another week this week. You better hope Josh Kelly will do a better job than the 4 points he gave you this last week, which is why you dropped in these ratings. And number 5, we got Nick coming in, baby. Let's go. Brian Robinson times Bijan Robinson equals BR2. He weaseled his way into these rankings despite only being 1-1 because he put up 173 points this week. He made all the right moves on the waivers, blowing his load in the tune of 83 fab dollars, but all those additions netted him 58.1 points alone. Tyler Lockett also put up 25. Hurts had a bounce-back game, and Bijan as well had a great game, putting up 20-point performances. Kyren Williams looks like he's going to be a stud with Cam Akers now out of LA, and this week should solidify that or call into question if his performance can be replicated. And he's projected for 18 points this week, baby. We got some honorable mentions to myself, Pat the Young Ho, and CMC to the moon. We're right outside of them rankings, baby. Get a W this week, and we'll see if y'all in there, baby. Let's get it. So now we're going to talk about the best move of the week, which, of course, was me leaving Skip Bayless and joining Stephen A. Smith in the booth, baby. You know what I'm saying? Once Shannon and Skip started beefing on FS1, it became clear to everybody watching. It was clear that Shannon was probably going to dip. And once he did, everybody wasn't surprised by that. Everybody wanted to see exactly where he was going to go. The internet wanted him to go to First Take. I didn't know if it was actually going to happen or not, but it did, baby. And now Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. can yell at each other all day to the amusement of everybody else out here. Bringing in Unc was the best thing Stephen A. could have done, and you see that immediately by the ratings. His ratings jumped to the best they've been all year. Just like LaRon just leaped into the rankings after making that trade with me, giving me Patrick Mahomes for DJ Moore and Alvin Kamara. DJ Moore, like I said, already put up 16.4 points in his flex and solidifying that spot for him. And he also gets running back help with Kamara next week, as we just saw Cam Akers left and got traded to Minnesota, possibly taking away some touches from Madison. So that now gives him a 3-back rotation to throw in there, maybe based on matchups, really help his team out more. And Tua is still a capable quarterback, definitely will do well. So just like me moving on to First Take, baby, this was a perfect match for LaRon with that trade to still have his team nice and rolling. Now, we're going to get into the worst move of the week, which was Skip copying Stephen A's show and his new staff in general. Now, once Shannon left Undisputed, Skip went on a hiatus because he didn't know what to do. He took a few months and tried to figure out what to do, but his counter to Skip, Shannon leaving and joining Stephen A was to copy Stephen A's show, bringing Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Irvin, who just got fired from ESPN, and Richard Sherman, who's never done the job before, and they've argued with in the same exact format as Stephen A's show. That had the complete opposite of Shannon signing to First Take. The ratings plummeted, and in Skip's first show, it looked like he couldn't even get a word in, as Keyshawn, Michael Irvin, and Richard Sherman were just arguing with each other the whole day. You know, what's really worse than copying somebody else's idea and doing it horribly? It's probably McNeely still trusting that Steelers offense. That's what. Mac still played Kenny Pickett without his number one wide receiver and Najee Harris, who is the starter, but he's getting out-touched by Warren. They put up a combined 15.58 points, and Mac lost a game that was winnable for him. He needs to definitely start piling up these wins if he thinks he's going to make the playoffs. So, Mac, stop trusting the Steelers like FS1 needs to stop trusting Skip. Now, the MVP of the week. And the funniest thing, I think, since the mergers happened has been Shannon calling Stephen A. Skip. Now, that's definitely one of the best things since it signed on. He just keeps doing it. He's done it like 4 or 5 times, and it's hilarious each time. Shannon gets pissed off. He might hit the desk in frustration, and it also leads all the guests to be able to make fun of it with Shannon. Stephen A. even came out wearing a Stephen A. name tag one week, just making great TV, and that's just like Nick did with the waivers this week. Typically, I would say don't blow your FAAB load early, because that's kind of dumb, but Nick seems to have done it right, picking up Puka and Kyren Williams. Puka backed up his 15, 20-point performance with a 20-target, 30-point performance. Even if Kupp comes back, which is a big if with his injury history, Puka should still get at least 10 targets a game and perform, helping Nick fill a big hole that he had at wide receiver. Kyren was really just a luxury when Nick picked him up, as he had so many backs, but then Chubb went out for the year. And Cam Akers was also just traded. So Kyren looks to come in and fill that RB1 role immediately. And ESPN thinks that he'll definitely do that, as they already have projected him to have 18 points this week. So we'll really see this week if that's going to be the trend or if he might struggle to get that performance. But even if he does, we already know that Nick will trade Kyren to one of you guys and just get his team stronger. Who's going to stop Nick? And then last but not least, we got the best week 1 matchup. We got number 3 Mixon Mixoff versus Pat the Young Ho unranked. Laren is 2-0. He takes on me, who is also 2-0 this week for the matchup of the week. After the trade, now LeBron has to face off versus Patty. I have to face off against DJ Moore, but luckily, again, Kamara's not playing this week, or else I might be worried. But I'm not, baby. I shall destroy LeBron and move up into the rankings for the first time this season. Adams and Ridley are going to combine for 50 points. Patty's putting up 30 on you. Gus the Bus is putting up 20. And Young Ho is going to give me 15 as I destroy LeBron 150 to 122. Let's get it, baby. Set them lineups, fellas. Let's make some deals. Let's get week 3 in the books, baby.